Okay, so welcome everybody to another daily dose of swipe. I'm Samir, and if you're watching this, you're probably a copywriter, marketer, or a business owner, or somebody who has something to do with the advertising field in general. Anyways, what we do here in this channel is break down good stuff, break down long form, short form, all sorts of copy, emails, ads, funnels. Yesterday we did an email funnel breakdown, by the way. Yeah, that sort of stuff. This is a very niche channel, so if you're watching this, you're a fucking G. Um, we were breaking down, advertorials from truthaboutapps.com. Now these aren't advertorials per se, but they are information piece, more of a lead magnet rather than an advertorial. Um um but it was just easy. It was just way too easy for me to name them advertorials, and it just sounded cool as well. But they're not actually advertorials, which is what I've been forgetting to mention in the videos itself. Anyways, I'm trying to mention I'm mentioning it in the videos to come as well. Today we're going away from what we're currently doing as well. Yesterday we broke down an email funnel. Today we're breaking down a sales letter, or let's say this landing page copy from ClickFunnels. Perfect webinar secrets, to be honest. Um, yeah, so yeah, I mean, we're gonna get back to our main breakdowns, but I just wanted to break this down today because right now I'm launching a webinar funnel for my one of my clients, and it's a lot of hassle to figure out how why you're gonna write in the slides and just the webinar itself. It's too much work. So, and I was reading his book, Expert Secrets on how to craft the perfect webinar, like the perfect on the perfect webinar funnel slash script. I don't know what the heading was, and I liked what he had to say, so I went up and Googled perfect webinar. I did not know that something like this existed. And on the front page, I see perfectwebinarscripts.com. I click on it and I see this kick-ass landing page. So I thought I'd break down because today I'm breaking it down. This video, I'm breaking it down from a perspective of a guy who let's say who's problem aware. I'm sorry, who's problem aware. I'm not even. No, I'm sorry, who's solution aware and even product aware at this point. And I'm on the fence to buy. Of course, I'm not gonna buy, but I'm just trying to. I mean that I'm, breaking this down from a standpoint of a potential buyer slash consumer, somebody who is, attracted or appealed by this specific copy or this specific product, because I'm having a problem in my life, and this solves that. So, and the sales message that's trying to convey that's trying to be the bridge between me, the potential buyer, and the product, that is the webinar scripts and the webinar whatever we have, which is what we're going to break down. And I wanted to do this breakdown because this, nobody does it this way. So I guess we shall begin then. Anyway, so perfect webinar, we need to talk about the environment before we break down the copy itself, but because who sees the copy, it depends, right? Yeah, the by the way, the PDF I have, the printout version, is kind of whack because it's just how it is, how it comes when you print it out. This is the original one. It's way prettier than the one that's here. Because when you print it out, it gets distorted and shit, and I don't know how to avoid that. So we're gonna come back to the main web page at the end of the breakdown. So let's talk about the environment now. In Russell Brunson is one of the gods of modern marketing. Let's say, he's mentor. He has been mentored by the likes of Dan Kennedy, who is like a fucking empire on this whole direct response and marketing in general. And he like ruled majority of the 2010s and 2020, like until 2020, he still rules the whole marketing field and funnels. Whenever you like hear the word funnel, you directly associate that with um Russell, right? And he has like so many, like he has left so many digital footprints over the internet across all media and channels that you're eventually gonna get into his CRM more or less. I believe ClickFunnels is now $1 billion mark. Like he has $1 billion evaluation. That's fucking huge. It's transitioning to a whole CRM software. It's broadening its TAM and even like occupying the, trying to replace Shopify and just broadening broadening its TAM. So you see, right? Like you search something on marketing, you watch some of his content, you get funneled into his traffic. Now you watch multiple of his free trainings. Maybe you buy a $7, $3 free plus shipping offer. Who knows? And now you're into his CRM. You consume more of his content. You get sucked more into his funnel. This guy talked about funnel, and like he got you into his funnel by talking about funnels. And I want to point out one thing. Like right now, I'm breaking this down as a as a marketer myself, right? And this page, it has been written for me to sell the likes of me, and which is what like which is why it appealed to me, and hence why I'm breaking this down. Meaning that we know all the, as marketer, we know all the psychological tricks and tactics and whatnot, the whole price anchors and headline shit and all that stuff. But despite knowing all of those, we still buy. Meaning, like there's nobody in this world that's immune to marketing or immune to consumer psychology. Nobody. Even marketers themselves, even guys who know what they like, well, they know this whole secrets behind this. And like Russell Brunson, he's all about secrets, right? Secrets, secrets, secrets. Like this guy does not like never stops. Secrets is one of the most powerful leads from the 6 types of lead, which is what I'm not gonna like, which is not I'm gonna cover obviously because the video is gonna get too long. But just imagine like his he's like everywhere. Your creative can beat his frequency. And that's what I mean. You're gonna search a specific content, you're gonna find out about him, and you're probably gonna be just like word of mouth referrals to his books as well. Like majority of the guys out there, whenever they talk about marketing, like how to sell your product and sales in general, they recommend .com secrets, they recommend expert secrets, they recommend traffic secrets, just his trilogy of books. And people are gonna know about that, and word of mouth is one of the most powerful mediums of like marketing and sales in the entire fucking world. And this guy gets a lot of those, and all of a sudden you have been pushed into the CRM with you want you like you value the opinions of people you look up to. Let's say you watch a YouTuber who you really trust, and if he recommends a book from him, or maybe he is an affiliate of ClickFunnels or something like that, then he's funneling more people into his CRM, and eventually he's just gonna take over the entire fucking market, right? Think about it. Right now, I don't like, if you're watching this, like, could you answer this question? That if Alex Hormozy, is trying to kind of beat Russell Brunson. I don't think he is, but it's a like a fun perspective to. It's a fun perspective, yes, but I don't think so because they are in two different businesses. He has an acquisition business. He has a SaaS business, but both of their goals and objectives is to get more people to sell more or run more and build more businesses and probably succeed along the way so that they can eventually funnel more people into, meaning like you use, let's say you use ClickFunnels and get like lot of sales. What are you gonna do? You're probably gonna you're probably gonna tell people about, tell your audience about ClickFunnels, right? Yeah, like maybe you like run a course or something, and you have to tell your course buyers or your members about like what kind of softwares they need to use, what are you going to recommend then? Like funnels, yes. Who are you going to give like credit to, your technical credits to? Of course the emotional credit belongs to you because you did the work, but who are you going to recommend on one specific softwares or building up funnels? Click funnels. You see, this is a like such a long term concept rather than a limited make money fast and get lost to Thailand or something. The environment of Russell Brunson, you can comprehend. I can't even like imagine like how huge it has gone. Like him, Tony Robbins, and all the other huge creators, they have laid their seed out, so many seeds out, and like left enormous amount of digital footprints out there that people are. This is just gonna keep on compounding and keep on stacking. And given that it's a SaaS company, and yes, it's kind of attached to link to Russell himself, but like it can be sold, people are gonna buy it. Russell does not have to be the face of the brand, but even though right now he's young, I don't know how old he is, but he is still the face of the brand. And he keeps on doing more challenges, he keeps on doing the same stuff he has been teaching for years and decades on end. The whole webinar funnels and low ticket like SLO, self liquidating offers, and challenge funnels and all that stuff, right? He still does it. He's And yeah, that's all about it. His traffic source is enormous because of him living like huge digital footprints out there, because of his content, and then all of them at the core is ClickFunnels. Yeah, he runs challenges. Yeah, he runs a different sort of event, right? Like what was the hackathon, a funnel hackathon or something like that. I don't know if that's real, or where they like funnel hackers live or something like that. Yeah, and but all the center of it is ClickFunnels, right? That is the main driving source. Hey, like you can do this, and like they target a specific portion of the market, and they say, I mean, oh, hey, like how to, let's say, like for example, let's say they go to a med spa owner, and they advertise to med spa. Hey, like med spa owner, like you could do this, and this with a funnel. Like, okay, wow, that's interesting. Let me sign up for the whole. No, we're not talking about the ClickFunnels yet. Okay, let me sign up. Maybe it's a 600 $700 course or something, master class or something like that. And what they do is, okay, so here's how we do it. Here's what you're gonna do. Here's how you're gonna do it. But you need ClickFunnels for that. Okay, so all of it points back to where? ClickFunnels. It's at the core of everything, right? The system, the software, 297.97. And given that it's a SaaS product and you're gonna need it for a pretty long time, your LTV is gonna be huge. Lifetime value per customer, maybe $97, like $97 per customer. Let's say 100, right? Let's assume it's 100. For 12 months is 1200, and for 10 years straight is 10K. But of course, and there's so much nuances to this, right? They might drop off at any time and stuff like that, but in between you could also sell some events, like what, like he does. Maybe when you get sucked into his CRM, maybe they launch a new event, maybe they give you like new access, maybe they do some discount, and even back like sell more like products to you on the back end, maybe like some events, masterminds, challenges, and stuff like that. So the front end acquisition, there are multiple different front end acquisitions that happening, right? And then there's ClickFunnels at the center of it, and then there's more on the back end, so that you are not completely dependent upon ClickFunnels itself. And you maybe craft some offers, craft some courses around ClickFunnels and challenges and stuff like that, which like like have mentioned, uh, which I have mentioned throughout the whole video, throughout this point as well. And there's that, and yeah, so there. So I don't know like much about SaaS at this point, which is a huge bottleneck to me because I should know about SaaS, because SaaS I kind of like the future because you could sell a SaaS any like company anytime, right? You're not attached to the brand, you're not attached to the product as the creator, meaning you could sell. It's easy, way easier to sell than an agency or of course like an e-com store is, but the e-com store does not have huge margins at all. SaaS do have high margins, and SaaS are the kind of the future. That's a whole another topic. Let's not discuss that in this video. But you get the whole point, right? He's everywhere, and then he links ClickFunnels as the main selling point. There's then this backend operations and also product iterations, TAM broadening out, right? And all that stuff, which we probably cannot discuss even if we actually like went through all of this, and the video is gonna get way too long despite me like yapping about it for the past 15 minutes. You see, like this is the powerful stuff. This is what matters. The whole bigger picture of scheme, like strategies and campaigns and stuff like that. The actual word on the copy now is just a matter of not fucking up once you know the offer, ClickFunnels. Number two, um, the the right buyer or a good traffic source, and copy is just the bridge. That's all there is, right? You could have the best offers, you could have the best coffee, best copy, but if you're if you're directing that, if you're if you have a whack ass traffic, no, you're not gonna sell much. But if it's the opposite, you have a good traffic, but even if you're gonna get away with having a bad offer and a bad copy, but you should not, yeah, products and stuff like that. Yeah, you should focus on developing giving a good product and giving something valuable to the marketplace as well. You're not just ripping them off, are you? That's roundabout it. The ideal prospect, the ideal reader for this, as I said, I am one of the ideal readers, right? Who needs webinar, who needs to run a webinar himself, who does not know what to do, how to do. He's too overwhelmed by building out those slides. He he or she, like let's say he's a business owner, he has been in this space for a pretty good rough amount of time. He or she knows about Russell Brunson. She knows that Russell Brunson is all about webinars, sorry, funnels, and they know about his one funnel away challenge, that you're always like the whole agenda of ClickFunnels is that you're one funnel away, meaning that one funnel could change your life, meaning this fucking webinar, the perfect webinar. Maybe you learn a lot of stuff from perfect webinar, and maybe you implement that into your business, and maybe this is the webinar that's going to change your life or something like that. So yeah, that's this big win energy or big win emotion associated with this specific. I'm talking about this specific only. There's different mechanisms. Yes, there are hundreds of funnels to be done, but this is one of the main. This is what we're breaking down today, right? So that is the ideal traffic. He or she is already a business owner. Yes, all that stuff. I already mentioned it, and he or she has problems with have a webinar, with running a webinar, even though like he has already enough free content out there. Of course, he does not has like free content like how Alex Hermosi does. He's gonna tell you, like Russell, he's gonna tell you what to do and like also how to do. It's not that he's just gonna give you the information only after getting you to buy his stuff. No, not at all. But he's not leaving it all of it out for free. He's trying to somehow break even on the ad spend, or break even, or just get them to commit. This is, you look at this for $7. This is a self-liquidating offer. I don't know if they're running ads. If they're not running ads, it's just it just acts as a commitment fee, meaning like if anybody can is interested to spend $1, even a single dollar into your business, or then they are probably they could interested in buying more from you. So that is what this does. It just gets them into the whole flywheel effect. Like once you buy this, a flywheel effect just starts. You buy his, you consume it, you get good results. Then you buy another one of his products, and you get good results. And you die, and then you buy, buy, and the whole, what was it called, the ascension, right? You keep on ascending to the back end where majority of the high price stuff is done. Maybe you buy his click funnels, maybe you buy his maybe you buy his tickets for one funnel away challenge or hackathon or something like that. Funnel hacking live, oh, funnel hacking live was the one, yes. For like, maybe you buy one of those tickets. Maybe you, I don't know, like, I don't know what he has in his back end, right? You will only know if once you buy. Maybe you buy like diamond or platinum memberships. I don't know. Dan Kennedy has that, so I'd assume he does too. Um, yeah, that's round about it. So shall we break down? We yapped a lot. 20 fucking minutes, I believe. Yes. If you can copy and paste, then you too can have webinar that converts. Easy, right? Easy. In no way. In no way that a dumb retard like you could make a webinar that converts. Like, and like that is the whole, the conversation that's going around in the prospects head. No way that I can I can build webinar that converts. I just don't know how to do the live event. I always get nervous and all that stuff, right? That is the destroying inner monologue of the potential buyer. So this is the main headline, because we're putting more emphasis on this. Let's check it once more to see if that's actually the case. So okay, there's a huge headline itself. So yeah, get instant access to a simple, proven webinar framework that has turned hundreds of entrepreneurs into 2 comma club winners. Now I'd like to talk about the environment. I'd like to go back to the environment. Now we mentioned about the environment of Russell Brunson and ClickFunnels. Now let's talk about the environment of the copy itself. What does this assumes? Like, what does this assume? This assumes that you already know about webinars, given that I'm solution aware and product aware at this point. They know, and I'm a business owner, I know what webinars are and what I know, like, converse. Like, if you give this cop, like, this specific page to a random guy that's walking on the street, he wouldn't know what webinar that converts means. Like, what is webinar? Like, he might not even know what a webinar is, and he might not even know what converts implies, right? Get instant access to a simple, proven webinar framework that has turned hundreds. Now this is only beneficial. See, look at this. There's no so you can retire for good or something like that, right? Like you usually do the feature benefit part. Get instant access to a simple. So this is the benefit. This is not a feature. This is the benefit, because at this point the reader frames the benefit as, like, the feature as the benefit. He concludes it himself. We don't have to tell them that it's a benefit. Hey, yo, it's a benefit. But if this was directed to a, let's say, an unaware traffic, I'm spilling too much sauce in these videos. For somebody whose videos do not get any views, I'm doing it too much, putting too much effort. Let me continue. I'm getting excited anyways. So yeah, get instant access to this framework. So this is the feature that the reader concludes is the benefit. I hope that makes sense. I hope I do not sound like a retard in this fucking sentence. That has turned hundreds of entrepreneurs, okay, social proof, into 2 comma club winners. This is the main benefit, but this is not the main benefit. The thing is, who are like 2 comma club winners? 2 comma club winners in ClickFunnels are the people, I don't know, who like make $1 million sales or something like that, because $1 million has 2 commas. and they give awards to these guys. So if you do not know the Two Comma Club award from ClickFunnels, you don't know what the fuck are you buying. Like Two Comma Club, what the fuck is a Two Comma Club, right? This assumes that the reader already knows about you, meaning you're either solution aware, and yes, you could be solution aware. You know about webinar that converts. You might not know about Two Comma Clubs at all, and this page could still be valuable to you. But if you're product aware, you already know about ClickFunnels and you already know about the Two Comma Club, or you at least know that like ClickFunnels gives award to people who make a lot of money with using ClickFunnels. And this is one of the branding elements as well. Like whenever you see on the background of any creator, like I don't know, I don't know what, like that axe or something, that symbol, or making, I don't know, 50K, 100K, $1 million sales or something like that. And like they're gonna put that in the background. They're gonna attach that in the backgrounds, right? The entrepreneurs who actually get these awards. And what that does is two things. Now, yes, it builds upon the credibility of the entrepreneur, of the creator, yes. But number two, it also does another thing. Like, what is this award, right? You might think, well, this is an award given by ClickFunnels. Okay, what is a ClickFunnels? Then you get sucked into the CRM. You get sucked into the funnel. This is a branding element. This is not direct response. This is indirect response. And let's not get into that right now. But I hope you got the point, right? So what should we write for this? Um, hmm. Assumes the traffic is at least is solution slash product aware. Matter of fact, they could also be that aware. I don't know, what do you call it. They could also be most aware, meaning like people who already have ClickFunnels, who have already bought ClickFunnels, could get this promotion. Maybe they buy ClickFunnels that day. They get added to the CRMs, and the CRM is gonna send them emails, and maybe in the emails they talk about webinars, and they're gonna be directed to this page, and they know that ClickFunnels has like Two Comma Club awards. Then this also is, but only people who know about. It's not that you're not. It's not about, we're not targeting the unaware audience with this, and neither are we targeting like problem aware. We're targeting solution aware people who know that they need a good converting webinar from a guy who's already done it. And whenever you like, you just assume that Russell Brunson knows about this stuff if you have already been into the CRM. Even if you've not, you just Google it up, you watch one of his content. Now you just bumped up from the unaware stage to problem aware stage, meaning like you have this and this problem with your webinar. So you need a solution. Like, what should you be doing? Maybe you buy one of his books, Expert Secrets. There you have the whole thing, but you still need a fill in the blank template. Then you maybe go and search more of this stuff, which is where I am at. I go and search more stuff on the internet. I ran to this page. Now that I'm solution aware, right? I know that I had already been solution aware the moment I read the book, because the so I'm right now I'm product aware. Now, if I buy this, I get sucked into the CRM. Now they're gonna promote me ClickFunnels. Obviously, this is what he's gonna do as soon as we land to another page. This is only for breaking even. This is either for breaking even on the ad spend, and number two, for getting a commitment and getting them to buy. Get just identifying the buyers from the skimmers. In no fucking way we just spent at least 30 minutes on this stuff. Oh man. And nobody's gonna watch this. Kind of sad. All this sauce. But I don't know, it just might be me. SLO meaning self-liquidating offer, which is what I just mentioned. This is an offer to at least break even on the ad spend, a number to identify the buyers. So this is an SLO offer. Let's just say SLO, and also has the price anchor element to it. Shit. Okay, price anchor element. So there's a social proof, like this guy could get away with using a screenshot from back in, I don't know when it is. Like when, like look at this screenshot. I don't know when this. He could probably crop it out and maybe just add the text. He has to add the screenshot. Probably like 10 years ago, 5 years ago, 7 years ago. Facebook does not even look like at this point. 2025. So here's the VSL, by the way. I don't know, 4 minutes and 37 seconds VSL. This is what we're not going to break down. So here's a CDA in first person. So majority, I don't know who, like majority of the traffic is going to click on the webinar, and then they're going to also scroll in the meanwhile, like scroll down. They're going to like play the webinar, I'm sorry, play the video slash VSL, and then they're going to keep on scrolling as well so that they retain more information. This is what generally happens with majority of people. So this way it all like it covers three things. Like it appeals to three types of reader. You know, there are people who retain more information by reading stuff. They are, you know, visual learners or something like that. No, like I don't know, imaginary learners. I forgot the name. I forgot what the process is, like what all of this was like called as well. So anyways, one of them are visual learners. Some of them are, you know, they read book, they retain more information by reading it. Some of them retain more information by watching it. Some of them retain more information by listening them. What you do with when you have a VSL and a sales error on your landing page is that you tick all of these boxes. So there's no way like somebody everybody has something. There's everybody, like there's something for everybody, right? Okay, so yes, this is the same awareness that we've used to successfully sell everything from courses, from software, supplements, and more. So objection handled. At this point, people might think, oh, ClickFunnels just works for coaching and stuff like that, but only works for info. No, supplements, it works for e-com as well. It works for SaaS as well. So, okay, objection number one, handled. His secret, now there's always like one big thing, like it's a domino effect. I'm not gonna get into that sauce right in this video because it's getting too long, way too fucking long normally, so I can, like price. But by the way, he's putting like when you run an SLO funnel, you put huge emphasis on the price so that you know you break even. Number one, and number two, as I said, you identify the buyers. You're just getting them to commit. You are asking them to go on a date with you. From Russell Brunson, Boys, Idaho, Idaho. Okay. Dear friend, my name is Russell Brunson and I'm here today because I want to sell you something. Oh, sorry. I want to give you something that I call the perfect webinar. This is my framework and course for. Okay, warm introduction. What are we doing here? So getting straight to the sauce rather than you know, beating around the bush. But before I give you access to the okay, but before, whenever you see but before I do that, this is sort of an open loop slash, you know, bribing the reader to actually watch the entire thing or read the entire stuff. I don't know how effective it is today, but it's still effective. Yes, open loops do exist because, you know, what do TV series have, movie and TV series have in common? They have soap operas mainly. What do they have? They just, you know, tease the next episode. Maybe like let's take Game of Thrones as an example. Something, I don't know, when Peter Dinklage he accepted that he killed Joffrey. I don't know which episode it was. Probably in season 4. Peak of that was a peak for, you know, Game of Thrones, anyways. And when you like he accepted and like that, like Yeah, I killed him and I killed Joffrey. I with my own hands or something like that, right? So so when you like actually get to that scene, in a way you're gonna sleep, right? You're not gonna turn it off and get to bed. You're gonna watch the other episodes to see what's gonna happen with him. But they're not gonna show you that specific part, or even if they do, they're just gonna tease one part of it and cover the other parts. Maybe it's they have different scenes. Maybe it's they cover different scenes, right? Because like everything's happening, right? It's not that it's a story about uh, him. It's a story about the imp, right? It's about Game of Thrones, right? Maybe yeah. There's a certain specific section that's gonna be associated, like that's gonna be for Jon Snow or the Night Watch. Maybe there's another different part which covers Arya's journey, and the next section covers Daenerys' journey, and then comes back to Peter, which was mentioned in the previous episode. I know I'm yapping like a motherfucker in this video, but I don't know. We're just doing it. It's 36 fucking minutes. This is probably gonna get an hour long, but fuck it. So you see, right? The series and movie, they get you to actually like consume the whole seasons. In like, how in the world are you gonna watch till season fucking 5, episode 16, if it's boring, and if like if you can predict how it's gonna go in like the second episode of the first season, right? They're gonna have to find some way to get you hooked, right? And this is what they do. They open loops. They get you to solve the problems. Whenever you're not watching the series, you so that you like whenever you're not watching the series slash movie, you're constantly thinking about it. You're trying to solve the problems. What if like he did not die? What if is he gonna die? Like, what would I do in that specific situation? Your subconscious starts thinking stuff like that because it imagines that you're in the whole movie. You're in Game of Thrones yourself. It just does because it cannot tell the difference between perceived reality, right, and actual reality. This is too much sauce. Anyways, that's open loop for you guys. This is not something that I just made up one day and hope that it will work. I spent over 15 years testing and perfecting. So whenever you mention about that, you put in a lot of effort into something. You went through a lot of trials and errors for that. You also tell that it's safe and predictable, meaning it's gonna get you results, yes, and the results are predictable because I have been iterating this for the past 15 years. That's a lot of time. I've saved you a lot of time and effort, hence you should give me the money. This is what happened. So what happened? Okay, so this was the image was above. But it worked. 33% conversion rate from stage. Yeah, you deserve it. You're amazing. Congrats. I'm so pumped. I literally just earned think 2 freaking weeks ago I already made 11K from there. Okay, so you see he's using a relevant social proof, not just any other social proof. Like you should like strategically use your social proofs as well. Like look at the sentences, look at the testimonials that you've got. What if you can leverage that specific idea of whatever the reader has, whatever the your client or buyer told you, and just leverage that as the selling point or your campaign idea. Because if they won and if they got the result they wanted, then it's probably because they probably signed up for the whole thing because they wanted to get this specific result. And because if they got this specific result, they would a certain specific emotion would get triggered, right? He's like, look at him, like he's pumped about this and he wanted to make a lot of money. Maybe I don't know what he, but I'm talking about the difference. So you are my okay. So stuff like that. Meaning like there's an emotion so like associated with them buying, right? They meaning they want to make probably want to make more money and stuff like that. So whenever you position this, I hope you're getting my point. I'm yapping too much back and forth. I hope you got the point. They use your social proof effectively. That's the whole point. Not no don't no no don't just like randomly throw it out. was just on fucking page 3. 15 years ago, I don't know. 15 years ago, I'm internet marketing seminar, and I assumed that it would be a place where we came open our laptop and start geeking out with internet nerds about SEO and PPC. But what happened next completely confused me. Okay, so he's trying to build up story. So whenever, as I said, stories, you hear all these people say stories sell because they actually do. Because number one, it's just easy to understand. Number two, people assume that is, as I said, people perceive, like there's perceived reality, both of them, the perceived reality and actual reality. Your brain cannot tell the difference between those. So whenever you use story, people just assume that it's actually happen, like it's like actually imagine it happening, and they assume that it's gonna happen again, or they just it just has more social proof to it. That's why you like these case studies stuff. It gets a lot of people to buy because the person who got results is actually there with the creator on a fucking call, live call, mentioning about all like how they're getting all these results. So yeah, they're transitioning to a story, right? Before let me tell you a story. Before I tell you blah blah blah, let me tell you a story. I saw the first speaker take the stage and I watched in awe, and he delivered a presentation, sold his product, and created a table rush of money. So not just you, as I said, with a testimonial, you're not gonna use just another story. You're gonna use a story related to that specific product or that specific topic that you're mentioning about, you're talking about. At the end of the presentation, I still remember what happened. He asked the audience to if he could make an offer. He was excited and everyone agreed. He made a special offer for a $2,000 course, and what happened next changed my life. Again, he's building up on the story, right? What happened next changed my life. More hooks, more cliffhangers. What happened next? Let me tell me. I remember watching people not just walking but sprinting to the back. Benefit the ideal reader wants. Right? People, the reader wants his people, wants his audience to rush for their to rush for the audiences to rush and buy their products, like go on a buying frenzy. Okay, this is probably a gif. Yeah. I sat there in my seat in amazement, watching and counting each person that shot me. I started stacking up how much like money the speaker was earning. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Okay, this. Could you imagine what's going on the reader's head? Wow, he imagines himself making that money. This is how stories operate. Whenever think about it. Whenever you watch a cool like Superman movie, like let's take kids for example. Whenever they watch a Superman movie, what do they do right after they watch the movie? If they actually like watch the entire thing, because they don't have attention span anyway. But what do you think do they do after right after doing that? You guessed it right. They act like fucking Superman, even though they're not. That is what is happening, actually happening. Why do you think do you cry in like emotional movies and shit? You feel the story. You feel as if you're the like the character inside the movie. All of us know, our conscious brain knows that, but our subconscious does not. As I said, it can't tell the difference between perceived reality and what is it, actual reality. Yeah, 68 people have signed up from his one. Not even okay specific, it's specific at this point. This is the right, as I said, an ideal scenario the reader wants, and also backed by a story appeal. I know I'm being repetitive with my stuff. If you're actually watching this to this point, it's 40 minutes in. If you're watching, you're still a fucking G. But yeah, um I don't know what I was saying. Fuck that. I'm getting brain dead at this point. Once the break ended, the next speaker got up there and sold $5,000 package. I watched it happen all over again, but this speaker spoiled over 100 people into his program. After 3 days of watching this happen over and over and over, I knew I had to learn this skill. I didn't really want to see. You could see him, right? His Epiphany Bridge story, which he names it, Russell himself, Epiphany Bridge story, meaning how he actually got to this point of him making a lot of money. That's the whole point, right? He makes a lot of money. He has spent a lot of time iterating on that, and here's the story. that happened, the backstory of how it happened. And stories sell, as I always say. Not me, this. I didn't really want to be a stage presenter. Okay, he's trying to whenever you like say or your backstory, people people as I said, people it appeals, people relate to your story, right? But I know what if someone who was just like me could step on a stage and in an hour make money, more money than I had made in a year, that I needed to learn that skill at whatever cost. Now, what he's doing, like he's doing two things, right? He's positioning that this is a very important skill to learn, and he's positioning this as a potential revenue source, and he's also positioning this as a mechanism. He's selling you on the mechanism, meaning like he's selling you on the mechanism. In this case, it's the webinar, right? He's actually telling you that webinars are the way to go, and the only way to run webinars is via, yes, you guessed it, ClickFunnels. Maybe I wasn't going to earn 100K per hour like the speakers that I watched, so I thought at the time. Yeah, I thought I couldn't do it. Hey, I wanted to make a lot of, like, this is how a story generator. I wanted to make a lot of money, and I watched all these guys making a lot of money, but I was always kind of scared. I somehow built up the courage to do so, but I failed a lot, and then found this specific thing, that changed everything for me. And then I tried it again, and then I also failed, but this time I started improving and stuff like that, right? And I did that, I failed and it for years on end, so I put in a lot of effort. Meaning you're just trying to build a gap between them and you at this point. And what that happens is eventually that turns into, and I eventually got success with it, and right now here I am trying to sell you. But what if this one skill could help me make an extra 100K per year, or per week? What would it be worth to learn that skill? What would it be worth? Would it be worth 100K? So, like, I forgot to mention that he's doing like three different things. He's actually getting you onto his story, right? He's getting you hooked and relating to you. Number two, he's selling you on the mechanism. And number three, what he's also doing is price anchoring. 2 grand, 4 grand, 6 grand. These are huge numbers. 100 grand, 5,000 bucks, 100 grand per week, per month, blah blah blah. And the price of the entire thing is $7. Think about it. How small does $7 look in front of 100 grand? The proof is in the pudding. What would it be worth? Would it be worth to learn that skill? Yes, yes, yes. Would it be worth? Yes, it would. So buy. So would it be worth to get it for $7? Yes. I had within a few weeks of attending an event, I was invited to speak at my first event. So we're gradually progressing on the story. I was nervous, but I was pretty sure that, and so I responded without doing any formal training. I assumed that couldn't be hard, right? Besides, I felt that I had and if I could wow the audience with much I knew, they'd be sure to buy my product, right? So I put my best material. Here's the actual proof. What the fuck? So as I said, I saw all these guys making a lot of. I wanted to make a lot of money. I saw all these guys making a lot of money, and then I built up the courage to act. But what did I like? Little did I know that I called my shot, aka trying to figure out how much money I was making from my first presentation, and then awkwardly stepping out on stage. I couldn't wait to find out, and then it happened. My worst nightmare came true. Okay, this is the punch in the gut story. This is the breaking point for our hero, right? I don't know what there was a specific word for it. If I knew it, I would have sound more professional, but fuck it. Anyways, you get the point, right? Delivered my best stuff and made my offer, and then it was one of the most embarrassing moments of my entrepreneurial career. Happened on stage for everyone to see. The reader does not want this, right? So we're talking about the major benefit the reader wants. This is a major consequence. What the hell? The reader does not want. And maybe they're already in, maybe they're in this specific phase themselves. Maybe they're trying to figure out how this webinar thing, but it's just not happening. People are showing up. Maybe like nobody shows up. Maybe even if they show up, nobody fucking buys. Even a single person does not buy. The guy I'm working with, like nobody has actually like bought anything in his webinar, so he might fall into one of these as well. Nobody moved, nobody said anything, nobody got up from the chair and raced to the back of the room to buy the product I was selling. Other student there stood there staged and awkwardly walking off stage, and then I ran my hotel room to hide. I just wanted to hide. I didn't get it. Why would they buy from but not me? I went over and over it again. Did I miss and if something in the presentation was my offer really that horrible? Did I completely maybe I'm not cut out to do the speaking thing? I thought I did everything that the other speakers did. There's probably there should be an eye here. What went wrong? I literally hid out in the hotel room for the next 3 days, eating pins of blah blah blah, coconut shrimp while watching movies because I did not want to see any of the other speakers or other attendees. Well, that's right, I thought. I gave it a try and had a horrible experience, and I never wanted to speak again. And did them for a while, but I did starting to realize, and I kept observing. As I said, now our hero is bridging to the new ray of hope, right? He fell into this cycle of despair, into this valley of despair, but now he wants to try it out. He wants to because he wants to make more money. That is the end stage. He knows why he started, so he's gradually, slowly but steadily putting more effort, right? And let's say he's just trying stuff. If I could learn this one skill, that my life would change forever. That thought kept ringing in my ears. But I keep observing and continue to make more per hour than I was making per year. No, I'm not gonna miss out. A lot of people are making so much money, and ain't no way I'm gonna miss out, right? I tried a second time, and a third, and a fourth. I kept speaking over and over, getting a little better each time. So this is the the rocky cut scene, or let's say the phase where um the our main character is progressing, right? He's getting stronger. Maybe this is our Batman phase, right? I don't know what Batman when he went on the training. Different speakers pulled me aside after my presentation and started helping me. Each one had a missing piece that they were using to sell the room that I was. And I also watched hundreds of other speakers. Every time I added the new things I was learning, I tried to six blah blah blah, and just slowly started. Okay, so now our main character slowly starts seeing progress. I started selling everything from courses to coaching to software to supplements and more. Every time I would create a new offer, I would have to create a new presentation. So to create a framework that everything I learned from the top stage sales people in the world, as well as what I discovered from my own experiences, and create the first draft of my stage selling framework. It looked a little like this. Each time I would get on stage, I pull out this framework, plug into my product, and then stop on stage and sell it flawlessly. Over the next few hours, I went from zero to becoming the number one highest paid speaker in the world. So here's the whole. Hmm, it's the ideal place the reader wants to be, and it is the, let's say, end goal of the reader. Of course, the reader does not want to be the most paid, but he could, be better off making some profits with this thing. And if they're learning it from somebody who is the number one highest paid speaker in the world, then the substance, it's some good substance, right? Okay, so here's our transition phase. Hero transition phase. But then something happened for me after masters selling from stage. I decided to retire. I spent 2 years of my career on the road and I got great at it, but I had a beautiful wife, baby twin boys at home. I didn't want to be in a different city each weekend. I hated being away. So this could also, relate to the reader given if he has a family, but somebody like me who is young and just wants to make more money, I guess kind of does not relate, but it still acts as a story because we mentioned that stories could be anything, right? You could cry on a random love story or some shit like that. I hated that I missed my wife. I hated that she was forced to stay and raise our. I hated that I was missing out on spending time with my children. So late in one night while traveling, I texted my wife and I just don't want to do this and I'm going to quit. Okay, so there's another wave, right? You see, there's up. Yeah, our reader wanted to make money. He thought that this would. I want to. Why am I doing it that way? So here's our reader's journey. Like here's our main character's journey looks like. He wanted to. He saw all these guys making money. He thought that he would be able to make money as well. He got sold into the mechanism, women like maybe seminars, right? Live seminars. His interest peaked. He actually decided to do something about it, and he got into it. But little did he know that he would actually tank the whole thing. So he's in our valley of despair. He gathers up the courage. I hope you can see me. Okay. Then he gathers up the courage to work again. Here we are. Gathers up the courage to work again, and then he slowly puts in more effort. Then he keeps on. He works hard. He learns. He fails each and every day, but he does not stop. He does not stop. He does not stop. And eventually, he reaches the point where he sees progress. He is constantly making progress. But again, there's another cycle of hope and despair. Hope and despair, right? This is another one. And the bigger the wave, the more addictive the story becomes because there's this high, like ebb and flow, constant. I knew that when I quit, my income was going to dry up quickly, so I turned on to a new technology at the time, webinars, to try to replace my home. So now this is the web now discovery story. Um, Transitioning to a discovery story. Mechanism discovery story. Over the next 5 years, I did over 160 plus live webinars, and during that time, I perfected what I now call the perfect webinar. Every time I had a new product, every time I met someone who I would give them the script and I would watch the sales explode. If you can copy and paste, then you too can have a webinar that converts, reframing the headline. Just say reframing the big promise. If you have a product or service that you know you would like to sell through webinars, the script is perfect for you. In the past, I only taught the webinar to script at my expensive 10K became okay. So exclusivity, right? Exclusivity. Price reveal. Yes, for about the price of a Happy Meal, you can get access to a script. Okay. Dimension. Dimensionalization. Meaning like you try to, come up with an alternative. You say, let's say you're comparing apples to oranges. 1 pound of apples costs $5 then, but like 1 pound, like one, but you could get like 5 pounds of oranges for the same amount of price of the apple. This is called dimensionalization. You can get access to a blah blah blah. That took me over. Okay, so he's putting emphasis on the 15 years. It took me fucking 15 years, dork. How can you expect that you're gonna nail it out of the blue? This after you master will give you that after you master will give the ability to write your own paycheck for the rest of your life. Okay. Ideal scenario for the reader. Objection, claim, proof, benefit. No, it does not follow that framework, does it? As I said, he did not think about all this stuff when he was writing this. Yes, of course he did not. But these are the underlying story elements. By the way, where's it? Okay, here's an image of him. So images and videos, it just builds the authority, right? Credibility element of the whole thing. Yes, Russell, give me instant access to the okay, first person CTA. instant access to the okay value stack. Like this is what he actually does. And despite like he like everybody knows about stacking, value stack and summary, like we as marketers already know about this. Despite knowing it, we still fall for it because price anchor just happens. It is subconscious and it just works. Total value this, okay, this, well, I'm getting it at 7 fucking bucks. Okay, another CDA. It does not matter what market you're in. The market, okay, handling the main objection. There is the one huge objection people have. This might not. I don't have a product. And number two, um, I can do it because I'm in X market. I'm in ecom or something like that. In SaaS, supplements, real estate, blah blah blah. Operating as well, blah 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 blah. Handle as many objection as you can. Kaylin Paulin use this same script to win multiple comma selling a coaching courses, apps, supplements, coaching, and more. Case study. So she's a comma club winner. So again, coming back to the whole point of winning the two comma club award. Two comma funnel hacking live click funnels. I can see the red. Okay, okay. Like organic soap, and even some things you never probably dreamt of or imagined, like organic soap. Yes, Jamie Cross went from selling her organic soap at flea markets. She learned the perfect webinar and within a year made it into the two comma club using the perfect webinar script on her Facebook lives. Okay, another case study. Social proof, right? This course will teach you a skill that will allow you to speak and sell anywhere. Okay, this is not just limited to webinars. A scope of the mechanism. Scope of the product. For many of you, you won't be speaking on stage, and that's totally cool. But you see, like it has benefits beyond your imagination. So there's that as well. There's a ton of work as well. Blah 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 blah. The script I'm going to work in all business is the same process I used to grow all of my companies, and it will work for you as well. When you get your copy of the perfect webinar course for this, you will get all of these bonuses for free. Okay, bonuses time. What? All of this for $7 and I still get more bonus? The first presentation, others have paid over blah blah, but you'll be getting it for free when you order. They even help you know exactly how to create a webinar that gets people into them. Get this for free when you order your copy of the perfect webinar today. How to use the perfect webinar. Okay, actually, this you when you sell the bonuses. Okay, let's talk about this. The first presentation will help you to exactly how to use the perfect webinar script. Okay, now that I bought it, who's gonna teach me how to do it? Well, I'm gonna do that in my bonus. Others have paid over 297. Wow, others have paid. I'm just getting it. You'll be getting it for free. It will help you exactly how to create a webinar that helps to move you. Okay, so for just this one video, meaning like it's not that much of a hassle to consume the content, right? It will help you know exactly how to create a webinar that gets people to move and buy a product. This will help you close sales with absolute certainty. Everything. Okay, the funnel framework training, how to teach your framework. And part of it will be telling stories and teaching your framework. Maybe what I never developed frameworks yet, or I don't know how to teach them in a way that causes impact. This video will help supplement the perfect webinar and help you to teach your frameworks and tell your stories in a way that gets people to move. You also get this training on how to teach your framework for free. The stack. Get access to my number one stack closing secret total value of my nice and one of my favorite blah 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 blah. Since then closing table I tried taking out one of my presentation ones and my sales plummeted, so I plugged it back in and I've used the stack ever since. I'll take you through my slide deck. I'll show you how I use the stack in my presentation. There is a 2.5 hour training video on how to use the stack in your presentation. I'll explain in detail. Okay, so you're talking about the nuances here. You're giving them the sauce with your main stuff, and then you're gonna sell the tools as your bonuses on how to put things into place, right? The webinar funnel training and share funnels. Total value. After webinar training, you're going to need a funnel to get people to register for your webinar. In this bonus, you'll get to show how to build a perfect webinar funnel. Okay. Then another, as I said, you build around the main product. The main product is webinar, but yes, okay, you need the scripts for webinar, you need the slides for webinar and stuff like that. Maybe you want to know how to run a webinar effectively, but how do you run the webinar itself, right? But how do you funnel traffic into the webinar? I don't know. And I talk about that in my bonus I'm giving you as free. So you see you're increasing the value proposition with it. And again, you're getting this idea the script and cost just $7 for some of you. The script will be the difference. This is why I've made it 6. Okay, now what else could you buy instead? Okay, you get a Big Mac and Happy Meal. You could probably get some caffeine and Starbucks with some whipped cream on top of it. You feel extra better and then more money than anything else I've ever done. So for you, I want you to make some sure blah blah blah. So all you're doing now is down below. There's going to be a link. It's $7. Okay, and as soon as you buy that, you will literally give you access. We can have access to the script and the training here in 15 seconds. So you handle these objections as well, like what's gonna happen right after I buy as well. Click the link below, visit right away and start learning how to use 9K on a webinar today. It's like playing a video game with the cheat codes. Easy, right? The whole appeal is that it's easy, it's copy and paste, and you're gonna get big, fast benefits. There is no catch. Okay, at this point, people might be skeptical of handling objections. You see how the body section is more about more or less building, the story appeal and just handling objections and getting them to believe that they can do it as well. Continuity, and in case you're wondering why I'm doing well there, it's my way of for being a dedicated subscriber, because unlike other gurus, I don't make all of my money teaching others how to make money. Actually run business with online selling supplements, physical products, software and more. So because of that, it does not hurt me to share you with my best stuff. I get on another product, when you see how awesome it should get you excited to buy other stuff from me in the future. Okay, he's like he's obvious about it. He's honest about it, right? Authentic. I'm kind of a show off. I'm not going to lie. I'm sick of people throwing out numbers and the stats without any real proof to back it up. I think 90% of what is said online is complete BS. So I thought, so you see, he's also building the US and US, the us versus them mentality. You see, they are bad. I am the good one. So the actual stats and numbers behind what we do, and well, honestly, I just want you to think I'm cool. It pays to be authentic, right? Time is of the essence. There's a limited price. Okay, we are at the point. Scarcity. That's urgency. The price can go up anytime, especially if you decide to sell this as a full course, which is what I've done with other digital books in the past. Because of what you're getting, we're expecting a flood of orders. Just imagine creating one webinar from the script that doubles or triples your sale. Imagine, right? Future pacing. All it takes is one webinar to set you free. Okay, he's the brand. The brand message is that you're one funnel away. Here is you've gotta be crazy. Here's my okay guarantee. Reversal. 100% guarantee that you'll love this product, or I'll return your $7 and let you keep the free perfect webinar anyway. I'll take a risk on this. If you don't feel that it is worth 10 times when what you invested, drop me an email within 30 days of getting the script and return you. No questions asked. Fair enough, but you must act fast. It's truly a limited offer, so claim your copy now. Okay, with that said, I hope you enjoyed the script. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you use it. I want to give this in here because I know this can transform your business forever. Thanks again, Russell Brunson. Sign off. This was one of the detailed breakdowns that I've ever made. Even though like I've spent a good 2 hours on other ones. You just skip to the bottom of the page to see what the deal was, which is what generally happens. People scroll to the bottom of the page. You give a perfect webinar script. Okay. ELDR. It's the same script that I use to sell all of my products online. I spent over 15 years perfecting the script, hence the number, and you can use it to sell anything. I also show you step by step how to get created your own webinar so you can start selling your product or service. This is for business that are trying to turn the corner. There are plenty of secret strategies on the ground techniques for advanced marketers as well. Okay, so this is for everyone. This is it only for newbies? Some of them, I think. You handle the objections in this part, and because PS is one of the most like rich sections, is okay. It's actually better to have it here rather than the itself, the body itself. Where there we go. And that's only okay. So you're leveraging the price. You're putting more emphasis on the price because this is what an SLO funnel generally does. Yes, Russell, give me blah blah blah. Yeah, blah 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 blah. Everything you're going to get. Okay, summary, right? Summary, the price tag again. But one thing, yes, I wanted to mention this. Order fucking bump. So we should this this part of the breakdown is done. We broke the entire thing down to shreds. Let's get down to this page and actually see how it actually looks like. um I don't think like he puts any effort to this funnel and this website these days. Like I don't believe he does it because it's just out there. It funnel like it's an system of its own. You funnel traffic. There's you like have guys or VAs taking care of the upsells and like the customer support and systems and operations, and you have found the control for your ad or something like that, and he probably does not even work on those. That's my own like, just my opinion though. Blah blah blah, this is how it actually looks like. So I'm sorry if you think that this is how it actually looks like. But we also need to keep the make sure it's readable, right? Our sales messages, if they're not readable, even like it does not matter if they have like it has the best copy. Okay, so here's this like order bump. So when you click on it, so look at this one, the PowerPoint, and people are lazy. They just want all of it done for them. So if people, yeah, you're getting all this good stuff, but you also want the stacks and or you also want the slides to be done for you. It's proven to work, and click yes to add the one for just now. This offer is not available at any other time or place, so it just builds that urgency, and it's proven to work. So yeah, it's proven to work. What else is there to add about your product, and you'll be ready to start selling. So this is, of course, not everybody who buys, not everybody who gets to this page and actually, is interested to buy. Here, like, does this power bump? I'm sorry, the order bump, but even if like 2 to 3% do, 2 to 3, let's say at least let's say 5% of the buyers. I'm talking about the buyers, not the people who actually land on the page, who are like gonna buy this thing more or less. Does like they're gonna make a lot of profit and they're gonna break even on the ads. This is one of the major strategies because even like if you use $7, you're not gonna let's say break even if you're let's say running 3K worth of like 3K. You're spending if you're spending like 3K a day on ads, right? You're not gonna break even that way. And of course, like you're not gonna break even on ad if you actually spend 3K on a day and you actually make 54 bucks. It just does not, the math does not math, and that's a whole different game which is not going to get into. Of course, like 3K should get you more than that, and like you should not be spending 3K unless and until you have a system that's proven to work, or if you have too much money on your hand. So there's probably it. We went through, I believe, every fucking detail there probably is. We did not talk about the market sophistication, but I don't know. Webinar these days are people are kind of skeptical of running them, but still there are a lot of people printing them, printing via webinar. So it goes back to the whole thing of a skill being, or this being a skill issue rather than um a bad sales mechanism. Thanks for watching an hour and 15 minutes in. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you got a value from it. I know that I yapped a lot in between, but I try to give as much sauce I could from my end. And I personally learned a lot from this as well. It's not that you are the only one who's going to benefit from it, and I'm the one who's wasting all of his time. No, I have my own incentives for doing this. Anyways, yes, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Tomorrow is gonna be DDOS number 36. Probably it's been a month. I don't know how long am I gonna do this. Probably a year. I might have to turn this into a daily rather than maybe a weekly dose of swipe or something like that, because I don't think I can sustain this for life. You know what I mean? Yeah, anyways, I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.